Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's Canadian Retro. I have another pickups video for you here. I knew I said I wasn't going to be going out and doing any pickups, but strange things happen sometimes, so this is how it rolls. This morning I actually got up and my wife and I went out and we went to pick up a Christmas tree. So we went into Target in the mall nearby, and I ended up picking up a few Skylanders, so I'll start with those. The retro stuff will come after this, so if you're not interested in Skylanders, just stick around and we'll get to that eventually. So here we go, here's the Skylanders that I picked up. The first one that I picked up here is Light Horror Warnado, and that's a Swap Force character, so pretty cool right there. The next one is a double pack, which is Night Shift and Boom Jet. There it is right there. And then finally I picked up Firecracken and Gorilla Drilla. Get a little tongue-tied with the names there sometimes. But yeah, so I picked those up. So those are great additions to add into my Skylander collection. I will be doing a Skylanders video eventually after I get the retro dungeon completely set up the way I want it, and I really haven't had the time really to unbox all the different Skylanders I've been picking up recently, so these ones will probably remain boxed until I actually open them up. But I've mentioned it before, I don't keep things boxed, man. My collection is for playing, not for impressing people with boxes. So these will all come out of their box eventually, it's just I haven't got around to it yet. Yesterday actually I went to a pawn shop, even though I said in my previous video I probably wasn't going to be going out thrifting and stuff like that, but I ended up going anyways, despite what I had said, and I picked up a few titles. The first one I don't even know why I picked it up because I already have it in my collection, but it's Kingdom Hearts. It's just I couldn't leave it sitting there, so I picked this one up for $6. The disc is in not too bad a condition, but my other one is definitely in better condition than this one, so I guess this will just be trading fodder or something like that. But for $6, I thought I would pick it up. Probably should have left it there though. The next one that I picked up is an NES title, which I didn't have in my collection. It's coming along pretty nicely. I'm not trying to get a complete collection or anything like that. I'm pretty much trying to just pick up titles that, unless they're like super cheap or something like that, I'm just picking up titles that I do want to play. So, I mean, I do have some titles already in my collection back here that I probably will never play, but they came as part of bundles and things like that. But again, not too overly concerned about it. This game right here, though, I did want to play. I saw some YouTube footage on it. It looked really interesting. It's a spaceship shooter, and it's Star Soldier. And so for this one here, I paid $6. I do want to check it out, so I wasn't, unhappy paying $6 for it. I think it's probably valued at a bit less, but I haven't seen it other places in the wild, so pretty happy with that. And then the last one, which is a must-have, I think, for the N64 if you're going to be collecting for the system, is Pilot Wing 64. And for this one here, I paid the market value, which is basically like $10. So I paid $10 for that one. Pretty cool though. Happy to add it in. Again, there's my collection basically right back there. I think there might be maybe one cartridge that I haven't cleaned yet. So whenever I can get some N64 stuff of quality, I'm happy to get it in. And this Pilot Wings one will be a good addition to my collection. Earlier on, I head down to a Salvation Army to pick something up because I won it on an auction, and after that I went and I picked up a couple titles from one of the stops that I usually make, which is a Thalys in my city. And so I picked up the first title here, which is Xbox game, Tony Hawk's Underground, and this one here is complete. The disc on this one's not too bad. It's not great or anything like that, but I'm not going to pull it out just so I can, get through this a little bit quicker, but it's not too bad. And then this one here is a 360 title. Oh, sorry, for this one here I paid $2.99. This one here is an Xbox 360 title. It's an exclusive for the 360, which is why I picked it up. And I do have the first one, Fusion Frenzy, and this is Fusion Frenzy 2. For this one here I paid $5 for it, and it's complete. And the disc for this one's actually in great shape, and it's totally complete. Like, it actually has the English and French manuals, and a free trial for Xbox Live card. Interesting, maybe it still works, I have no idea. There you go. Those are the two that I picked up there. Now I'll show you actually the reason why I was in that Toulouse in the first place. Was I picked up a Genesis. Actually, I was about to make a video. I'll explain this a little bit. I was about to make a video of things that I picked up in the last couple of days. But while I was starting to make that video, I got a phone call. So I answered the phone, and lo and behold, I had won an auction for a Sega Genesis down at a Salvation Army. Now, if you don't understand how this works, the Salvation Army, basically, this Salvation Army doesn't really sell video games. I rarely see anything out when I'm there. Once in a while I have, but that's about it. Because what they do is they basically hoard all of it, and then they put it into a bundle and they sell it off at auction. So they have an auction every month, and what they do is they start the auction at the start of the month. You can go in, there's a computer there, you kind of put in like your bid or whatever, and then the night before it's going to be auctioned off, they have a live auction, so you can actually go down there and bid on stuff, and then you can win. So earlier on in the month of November, I was in there. It was probably like the first couple days of November. I went in there, and there was a Genesis sitting there in the glass case ready to be bid on. So I put in a bid, and I opened the bids, and I put in $20, and nobody bid against me, so I ended up winning, which is really surprising. I thought somebody would bid it up, but I thought I'd just put it in there for fun, and I ended up winning. And I didn't even remember, actually, when she phoned, that I had even bid on this. And second of all, I hadn't even remembered what I had actually won. Like, she said it was Genesis stuff, and I was like, well, if it was just a console, I probably didn't bid on it, so it must have had some games. So, kind of interesting. The reason why it wasn't so memorable, though, is I don't think the titles that it came with are that great. But I'll start with what I got for it. So, like I said, I paid $20, and this is what I got. Something completely unrelated to it was this right here, the RF cable for a original Nintendo. I seem to get these no matter what I do. I won't end up using this. I'll be hooking up using the AV cables, not this old style thing, so that'll have to go into a pile somewhere. The things that I actually did bid on that were part of this was first the console, the Sega Genesis console. It's a high definition graphics version, which is really great to get. I've been doing a little bit of research into it when I was going to get a system, and after they sort of put out this one, it seems to me that they sort of skimped out on the quality. So the second version of the Sega Genesis that came out, which basically looks like this but doesn't say high definition graphics on the top of it, it doesn't have as good audio, I think it is, on it, or something like that. I'm trying to figure it out. But this one here is really the one that you want to get with the high definition graphics at the top of it. As far as my understanding goes, I could be totally wrong, but this is generally the model that you want to get, so I'm pretty happy to pick this one up. The reason why, though, is I have two other systems. This one here actually has a beautifully working power switch, which my other ones do not. In one, the power switch doesn't go all the way over, and the other one, it sinks in. Something sort of broken inside where the switch is. So really happy, though, to get this one, because this is probably the best one that I have, even though this one's extremely dusty. It's so disgusting, but that's just cosmetic. I can totally clean that up, and it's fine. This one came with two controllers, which are, again, filthy, but they seem to work pretty good. The buttons seem like they'll be responsive and everything like that. The only thing that this didn't come with was the power supply for it, which is kind of a bummer, but I already own one, so it's not a big deal. So now I have this one and I have a backup system, and I'll probably try to fix up and sell off one of the other ones. But also with this came with a number of different games, so I'll go through those right now. The first one that I'll show you is World Series Baseball, which I already own. None of the titles I'm going to show you are really that stellar or anything like that, but as far as my Genesis collection back there goes, I don't have some of these, so I'm happy to add them in, especially consider the fact that I paid $20 for everything. So it's World Series Baseball though, and it's complete. It even has winner's instruction manual. That's kind of interesting. Oh, it's for a magazine. So it even has like a promo type thing in it. That's sort of cool. The next one is Madden 96, which I'm not a huge football fan type thing, but pretty cool nonetheless. It's in great shape. All of these games are in great shape. The labels are wonderful, and it has the manual. It also has like the play card or whatever you call it. It's like a giant poster with all the stats and everything on it. So that's super cool. That's in there, and it comes with some bonus content, which is somebody or a previous owner's Economics 372 Winter of 1996, and the instructor was Tan Wang, and that's all the information that I got here because the person didn't put their name on it. But on the back of it, there's a whole bunch of codes for like the different teams for this game, I guess. So I'm pretty sure that whoever had this game was probably more interested in the game than their economics class in 96. But there you go, a little piece of nostalgia for somebody right there, showing you what they were doing in 96. The next title is one that I already own, and I'll have to take a quick look here and see if it's boxed or not. But let's see here. Actually, no, I don't have this one boxed, so that's pretty cool. I know I do have the game though, and it's NHL Hockey. And it's complete. So that's pretty cool. I thought I already had this. I do already have it, but I have it loose, so it's nice to have it complete now. The next one is another hockey game, which I have already, but again, it was loose, so now I have it boxed, which is kind of cool. And it's NHL 96. And there it is right there, and it has the manual. And if you look back here, you probably can't see it, but I'll point it out to you. Here's NHL 94, and then there's another one from 95. Another hockey game from 1995. NHL 95, and then 97. I didn't have 96 in the box, so now I have that, and it'll go right in there. So that's super cool for me anyways. And then finally, a game which, you know, I probably should have. I used to have back in the day. Everybody did, because it came with the system. Pretty much the system that I showed you. But it's this one right here, Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's complete, which is really nice to have in the box and everything like that. And it's really mint too. The disc is, or the cartridge is in great shape. So there it is right there. So again, for, you know, $20, I ended up getting those 5 games and the console and the controllers, so I'm pretty happy with that for sure. Can't be, you know, not that the titles are that great, but hey, you know, for $20, that's pretty good. The next thing that I picked up is kind of a good and bad pickup. So I'll show you what I mean by that. I went into the thrift shop on my way to pick up, that Genesis, and I stopped in at another Goodwill, and this is what I ended up picking up there. It was a Xbox 360, but there is a downside to this, and I'll explain that in a second. So I picked up an Xbox 360. It came with a controller, which is in great shape, and it is a totally functional controller. It works great. The only thing with it is has a small ding there, but that's about it. I mean, it's a working controller. That's awesome, and it's in good shape and it's responsive. It came with the power supply. It came with an AV cable, which I'll never use because it's not an HDMI cable, but still, that's kind of cool. And it came with the console itself. Now, for the entire thing, I paid $40, but here's the downside to it. This console right here is not Red Ring of Death, but when you try to load something into it, the tray just sort of opens and closes. I think it's a common error. It doesn't read discs, so I'm gonna have a time trying to figure out how to fix that up. But if you have any ideas of how to fix that up, let me know, and I will attempt to do that. But basically, that's what it is. That's what I got for $40. I can't return it because it's sort of sold as is. It's final sale always. I probably should know better than to pick up these consoles from there, because I haven't really had a lot of good luck with that. But again, it's just a tray error. Problem with that is to get that fixed in my area, people that are fixing these consoles are asking $50 to do it. So basically, I would have paid $40 for this, and then $50 to fix it is $90. So I might as well just buy a new Xbox 360 for that kind of price. So kind of bummed though about the fact that didn't work. Otherwise, it works perfectly. Like, it goes into its menus and everything, and all that kind of good stuff. It's totally fine that way. It's just it won't. The tray just keeps opening and closing and opening and closing, and it's blinking. The center light is blinking, you know, right there. So I don't really know what the fix is for that. I hope it's something simple that I can do myself, so I don't have to shell out $50. Because if I could get a working, you know, slim Xbox 360 for $40, that would have been great. That's basically all my pickups for today. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And thumbs up this video as well. And thank you so much for watching. One other reminder is I do have a contest going on right now for my 100 subscribers. I'm up to 108 now. But I do have a 100 subscriber contest going on. Check back a couple of videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. But no one has entered, as far as I know at this point, or made a video response. So, you know, if you're one of those first 100 subscribers and you make a video response, your chances are going to be really good here, because the contest is going to be ending. And I'll post the date up here, but I believe it's Tuesday I set for it, and the upcoming Tuesday. So I'm hoping that you know, I get a couple of entries at least for this contest. So we'll see how it goes. But right now, as it stands, no one has actually entered the contest. That being said, again, I'll just thank you all for watching, and I will see you all later.